us live at the Ahoy Arena in the great city of Rotterdam! Welcome to the hottest ticket in sport, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation, and for the very first time in history, welcome to the Premier League here in the Netherlands! So, ladies and gentlemen, a very special welcome to our viewers joining us live on Sky Sports and the millions joining us around the world. It's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, the former UK Open champion, the reigning World Grand Prix champion from Scotland, the Thornton, Thornton! Gentlemen, a former two-time winner of the World Grand Prix, a two-time winner of the UK Open, a former Premier League champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the machine, James
Rotterdam hosts the Premier League for the first time. And Wayne Marble, this is incredible.
The atmosphere is electric already, and it will get louder. It will get better. It's amazing. It really is. But these two, I kind of feel for Robert and James. I've been in their position where you're playing in the last week and there's nothing to play for, and it's a horrible thing mentally. You feel like you're just taking up the time and you're trying your best, but it's not happening. And I feel for Roberts. He hasn't been well all the way through. I'd like to see him sign off with a win. I think it'd be really good if he could do that for his self-esteem.
The very proud man. He won't want to go out with a whimper.
No, exactly. And we know how good he can be. He's the reigning Grand Prix champion, and James Wade will have many, many more good days. But this Premier League just hasn't been his. His recent form has been okay, but he just can't accumulate points. He's been kind of found out with the scoring stakes. Last week was the finishing. He's got to put it all together, James, and maybe he can tonight.
Opening up the night's commentary, Rod Harrington and Stuart Pate.
Yes, thanks, Dave. Another new chapter, another new night, and a big night of darting history as the Premier League hits Holland for the first time. A sea of orange in Rotterdam. And both Thornton and Wade will want to finish with a flourish after a disappointing Premier League campaign. Incredible atmosphere, amazing buzz here. We hope that it's coming through your TV screens at home and you're getting a flavour of what tonight is all about. And that'll do for starters. Yes, it certainly will, Stu. When we was on the stage, me, Dave and Wayne, we had to have our ears up full. The noise was so deafening, we could hardly hear each other standing, and we were standing next to each other. An incredible buzz in here this evening, and Robert Thornton, well, he's got into his stride nice and quick this evening, and as Wayne said, there's not a lot to play for, but pride and professionalism will make these two perform, and we've already had a 180 from each player in the very first leg.
Oh, Topsy needs, how about that 11 darter? What a leg to kick off the night, and this is only the hors d'oeuvre.
We know what Robert Thornton can do, and he hasn't really produced it at all in the Premier League. Let's hope he can carry on with this first leg. But you know, that it's the consistency that what's let Thornton down, and that consistency that Wade has got, that's why I'm trying to feel that it will get Wade over the line.
Well, Rod, all the way back on January the 20th, 2005, you and I were at the first ever Premier League night at the King's Hall in Stoke, the start of what's become an incredible journey, an amazing adventure. It was a sellout of 900 people. Who would have believed that 11 years later we are playing in front of huge crowds? And here in Holland, 10,000 sold out in a little over 40 minutes. That night, Phil Taylor beat Wayne Mardle, John Parton, Colin Lloyd Drew, Mark Dumbridge beat Peter Manley, and then Taylor and Lloyd also had a 6-6 draw. We've come a long way since Stoke in 2005.
Yes, an incredible journey, an incredible story. I would say 98% of the people here this evening are all in orange. It is a sea of orange. James Wade, a long way off, and it's on his throw. I was just about to say he needs at least a ton. So he's opened up the door for Thornton to break the throw. He took out 100 very cleanly in the first leg. 8 to do. Clean check out in the second.
72.
Well, it's a big ask for James Wade. He's been feeling a little bit under the weather. But that's perfect, another one of those. Go on, Wadey. Fantastic! What a start to this history-making night in Holland. A 180 each, an 11 darter from Thornton, and a 160 out from Wade.
An incredible start from a game. He's got really nothing on it. As I said, only pride and professionalism, and certainly if there was any doubt whether these two were going to get up for it. Well, that doubt has been surely chucked out of the window. And I'm not kidding you, Stuart, when those players walked on stage, they must have stood there, been on a lot of big stages and thought, I mean, it was daunting standing on that stage, intimidating. You could really feel the noise hitting you. It just made the hairs on the back of your neck stand on end.
Listen to that noise.
54.
And incredibly, they could have sold this out, they reckon,
41.
3 times over. If this venue had held 30,000, they would have sold it out. And they will get a chance next year because the Premier League will return to Rotterdam in 2017. It's been a long time coming, this first ever Premier League night in Holland. So far, worth the wait.
64.
Well, certainly it wasn't a test case of taking it outside of Great Britain. Well, now, can Thornton be seen at 160? It would have been too much to ask for, Stuart, wouldn't it? Said it's the first time outside of Great Britain, and certainly it works. The rest of Europe now could be a European league in a few years' time.
41.
No chance here for Thornton. Who said this match means nought? They're giving it a real good go, these two.
37.
Well, he's going to have to look for those 19s to knock the odd 9 off, and he's hit the 137, so pressure on the tops. Thornton his pomp will certainly take this out, and has done. Holds on to his throat, and it's a 2-1 lead for Robert Thornton over James Wade.
Big features in all the Dutch national newspapers, and indeed regional newspapers over the last couple of days. This event, this night, is huge in Holland, it really is. Raymond van Barneveld against Peter Wright, and Gary Anderson against Adrian Lewis, and then a certain Mr. Van Gerwen against a certain Mr. Taylor.
The script was written perfectly, Stuart. Absolute perfect.
Who will have the final say? Who will write the penultimate chapter? The final chapter, of course, comes at the O2 in London next Thursday.
95.
The question is, will be if Michael Van Gerwen can hold his nerve, because in front of the home crowd he'd be so wanting to win. He could just tighten up a little bit in the early legs, and if he does, that's where Taylor's got to punish him.
3-1, Phil Taylor.
60.
Well, let's be honest, if anybody can beat Michael Van Gerwen on this stage tonight, it would be Phil Taylor. He's been around long enough to be able to hold the bottle.
I think there'll be a little psychological battle going on between the pair as well in the practice room, don't you? So you can get the better of each other before a dart is thrown.
60.
Robert Thornton will have 3 darts to throw for a 101, treble 19. So Wade here.
69.
Gonna get this. The whole throw.
88.
Yes, and he may only get a dart at the bullseye. He had a visit without a treble. And now it's the 18 for the bullseye. He's already taken out the 160. Can he take out the 88? Oh no, that's
39.
a long way off. So a chance here for Thornton to break the throw and take a 2-leg lead.
James required 49.
Thornton has had darts. Oh well, that's a poor dart, isn't it? Well, from 88, he gets just 1 dart and a proper double. He had a dart at the ball, and 1 dart's all it takes at double 10. It's 2 all. But Thornton will be thinking he should be 4-0 up.
Well, he should
60.
be. Leg 2 against the throw, 2 darts missed. And in that previous leg, 3 darts missed. So all of a sudden, Wadey's thinking, well, happy days. Now let's start throwing some proper darts. But at the moment, the machine is certainly not firing on all cylinders. And there we have it coming up. Peter Wright against the big Dutchman, the 5 times world champion Raymond van Barneveld. That will lift the roof off. And then Adrian Lewis against the Premier League reigning champion Gary Anderson. Lewis has got to win there. And at the end of the night, Stuart.
Well, the darts will do the talking. Michael Van Gerwen against Philip Taylor. Plenty of room. Interesting, you know, the pair have hit the least number of 180s in the entire Premier League. Thornton 33, James Wade just 1 more. Really disappointed for Thornton, the whole Premier League experience, and I guess you can say the same for James Wade.
Robert, you require 118.
Well, Thornton will be hugely disappointed.
James, you require.
Well, he could have been 4-0 up, and now he's facing going 3-2 down. His favourite double top now, Wadey, plenty of room to the right of that dart, as we can see, and that's exactly what he's done. He's punished Thornton for his mistakes, and that's been the case of Thornton's Premier League, I'm afraid.
Sometimes the stats give you a false picture. In the case of James Wade and Robert Thornton in their Premier League campaign, not. Before this match, Thornton had won only 57 legs in 15 games. And the next worst was Wade on 75, so there's a big disparity there, but James Wade 1 point from the last 5 matches in the business end. He was in a great position after judgment night, James Wade, to qualify for the semi-finals, but I'm afraid he's been the master of his own downfall. Well, Van Gerwen and Taylor, a point enough for Van Gerwen to finish top. Gary Anderson will finish third, whatever. Will he be playing Van Gerwen or Taylor in the semi-finals? A point should be enough for Adrian Lewis. If Peter Wright beats Raymond van Barneveld, the pressure will then be on Adrian Lewis against Gary Anderson. Thornton will finish 8th, Barney will finish 7th, Wade will finish 6th.
Number 2 for James Wade on the 180 count. That really has set it up for him now to take a 2-leg lead. 44 to big 4, and his favourite double top. Hit it cleanly in the previous leg for 80. Oh, wow. Oh, and you see it, that was in the same hole from the second leg, I believe. And he hit the double 10. And now it's Wade, 4-2 up.
60.
James Wade has won the last 4 games in the Premier League against Robert Thornton.
56.
The Scot shaking his head. You can see there just behind James Wade. At the moment, Wade on his way to a 5th straight win over the Scot. We shall see.
82.
Well, he started off with 11 data, and Robert Thornton of last year, when he beat Michael van Gerwen in the Grand Prix, would have followed that up with a couple of real good legs. However, he's not done that, and he's let Wade in, and Wade is one of those players that just keeps plodding away.
Well, you mentioned the Grand Prix, of course. Robert Thornton and James Wade involved in one of the most historic and famous games in the history of darts, the World Grand Prix. Of course, double to start, they both hit 9 darters in the same match. What a night that was.
Michael van Gerwen missed the 9 last week in Manchester. What a place to do it tonight. In front of his home crowd, 10,000 screaming Dutch fans. And if he beats Taylor, he does it with a 9 data still. Are we dreaming?
I would not put anything past Michael van Gerwen, I really wouldn't. Astonishing talent.
137.
And the best is yet to come, I'm sure.
That is for sure as well.
137.
Barneveld comes on this stage in the next game, it's going to be huge. But double top now for Thornton, and finally he's found the double. But it is only to hold his throw. Wade, what he's got to do is close the match out from here. A big smile on the face of Wade, and the end of the Premier League for these two. I think for Robert Thornton, it's been a long road, and possibly we'll be glad to see the end of it. It's tough, 15 weeks on the road, every Thursday.
Well, they're compensated pretty well. Robert Thornton, you know, will pocket £40,000. James Wade will take home £50,000. Of course, Michael van Gerwen and Phil Taylor later on also playing for a little matter of £25,000. A bonus to the man who wins the group stage.
Do you honestly think they're thinking of it?
No,
absolutely not. 25,000 doesn't mean a thing to them. It's winning the game, it's the reputation. The young gun against the old fella. And, the anticipation is incredible. All around the stadium, even the backroom staff here. The talk is Van Gerwen, Taylor.
99.
Thornton, since he won the Grand Prix in Dublin in October, of course he beat Van Gerwen in the final, didn't he?
138.
It's been a real struggle for Robert Thornton since then, it really has. Well, no repeat of the 160 finish we saw from Wade in the second leg.
100.
He's left it happening.
167.
Enjoying this, you know. Good game of darts. There may not be anything on it in terms
Change
of
requires 60.
league positions, but it's a good start to the night's entertainment here in Rotterdam. Wade looking at tops.
Him shine the 8th leg. James Wade.
5 legs to 3. James Wade leads Robert Thornton his first match at the Hoy Stadium here in Rotterdam.
100.
He's just brewing up nicely. To be fair to Robert Thornton, could have been falling up if he had been. He'd have probably marched on and closed the game out, but it's just been what Robert Thornton's game has been like, letting people off and then getting punished for it. And we see so often that solid game that James Wade has. He has the knack of punishing people. I know he's lost a few just lately. He's certainly... The 160 was the turning point, wasn't it? I mean,
After Thornton had missed darts for 2-0, yeah,
he
absolutely.
missed 2 darts at 8s and 4s, and it really got the motor going for James Wade.
Well, you know, Thornton will be desperate to have another crack at the Premier League next year, and more than anything to prove a point to himself. We all know what a good player he is. Of course, the first time that the Premier League this year has featured the genuine top 10 players in the world.
92.
Good last dart.
Change require 161.
Wade will be hoping 6 darts from here. He's going to need it.
64.
2 wild darts there, and perhaps Thornton will get 6 darts from here, and that's the only number that really hurts him. And mind you, he's going to set it up nicely, but Wade comes
74.
back. Treble 19 will leave him double
Change
top
require
for
97.
another breaker throw. Now the treble 18, which is hit. Double 12 for a 6-3 lead.
Beautifully done. Robert Thornton knew it was coming. He got a little shot with Thornton in the background as Wade's second dart slammed into the treble 18. He knew what was coming. We knew what was coming. And James Wade's throw for the match.
96.
Yes, as we said, it's just the way Thornton's Premier League has been. To be fair to him, you know, he had that illness in the early part of it, and then he hurt his ankle. However, there's no sympathy. You're not going to get a player saying, I feel sorry for it, give you a couple of legs. No, they're going to hammer you if they can.
60.
In the practice room, these two were throwing checkouts against each other. But on the stage, they're enemies.
78.
James Wade, 6 out of 9 on the doubles. Says it all, doesn't it?
Well, he's had a 160, then the 80,
60.
which made it 2 legs apiece, and then that 97 to really get control. And you think that James Wade is not going to give this match up from here?
43.
Well, Robert Thornton, just 2 wins in 15 in the Premier League this season. It tells its own story. It's going to be 2 wins in the entire Premier League campaign. It's a sorry tale for the Scot in the Premier League of 2016.
Well, James Wade's first match in Leeds was against Michael van Gerwen, and he walked off the stage with a win.
He did.
So he started off his Premier League absolutely perfectly. Got Michael van Gerwen out of the way very early, and that's what you need to do.
And that remains Michael van Gerwen's only defeat.
83.
So Wade
Change require 85.
to complete a 7th win in the Premier League this year. Finishes with a flourish. 5 darts from James Wade, a 70% checkout success rate. What a start to this historic night here in Holland. The Rotterdam crowd loving the darts as they count down to the big showdown between Phil Taylor and Michael van Gerwen.